Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Amelia Ramadhani from English Matricular Pancasila University Bekasi. In this opportunity, I want to presentation about an article. The title is Translation of Sapardi Djoko Damono's poem into English. My lecturer is Ms. Arif Fajar Isdianti MPD, and I make it this video for collect my final test and academic present final test. Okay guys, happy watching! Okay guys, translation of Sapardi Djoko Damono's poem into English. Introduction. In addition to translating language in the translation process, the translator must also to translate the cultural content in the text. Compared to other literary genres, poem can be considered the most difficult to translate. Translating poem is a work rarely done by a translator, not only because in translating the poem, the translator must re-express the beauty of the original poetic text, but also because he has to re-express the meaning contained in the poem into the poem text of the target language. So, some people think translating poem is impossible because it is considered to replace the whole beauty of the original poetic text. Theory. According to Lefebvre, 1975, there are 7 translation strategies that can be used to translate poem, namely phonemic translation, literal translation, metric translation, translation of stanzas, rhyme translation, version translation, interpretation translation. Next, methodology. It is a descriptive qualitative study. The data source are the poem Sajak Orang Gila by Sapardi Djoko Damono and its translation Ballad of a Crazy Man by John H. McGlynn. The poem Sajak Orang Gila and its translation in English Ballad of a Crazy Man consists of 6 parts. In parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, each consists of 2 stanzas, whereas section 6 consists of 3 stanzas. The poem overall has 13 stanzas. The total of lines in each stanza varies. The analyzed units are words, expressions, and sentences in all lines and verses of the poem. Okay, next. Result and discussion. Translation method poem of Sajak Orang Gila into Ballad of a Crazy Man. We can see this table. Okay. The result is in the poem translation above, from 13 stanzas, only 2 stanzas, stanza 6 and stanza 11, which are translated with interpretation translation strategy. The other 11 stanzas are translated with literal translation strategy. An explanation of the use of interpretation translation strategy and literal translation strategy in the process of translating poem above can be seen as follows. Translation of stanza 6 and stanza 11 use interpretation translation strategy. Namely, translation strategy by reproducing and interpreting the structure of source poem into target poem by maintaining the composition and topic of source poem. It is clear in the table below that the translator tries to interpret the meaning of the source poem and convey it in the target poem using a different structure, but still maintains the structure and topic of the source poem. However, the meaning referred to in the source poem is conveyed in the target poem. Okay, next conclusion. The translation of the Sajak Orang Gila into English Ballad of a Crazy Man has been done well by translator. Although the literal translation strategy theoretically is said to be inappropriate to translate poem. In fact, the translation of the poem Sajak Orang Gila is able to present poem which is poetic and interesting to read. Although there are some discrepancies at the word level, it does not really affect the content of the poem. In general, the meaning of the source poem conveyed to the target poem. Okay guys, I think it is enough and thank you for watching. See you and goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.